Going on, world? You have tuned into another episode of Corrected Felon. I am your guy, your host, the guy that you constantly hear time and time again on this podcast and YouTube series, Inspires the Block. I hope everyone is having a great start to the new year. Like, I really pray that everyone is really starting to align themselves with their purposes and their passions and to bring those things into existence. I just want to say that today is really a very special day. Today is the birth anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King, and it is an honor of me that I am recording uh, this podcast and YouTube series on this very special day because Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, let me show respect, but Dr. Martin Luther King has such a, and still does to this day, has a major impact on our society. So on days like this, it's very important that we take the time out to acknowledge him and the work that he did and what he meant for black people in America and America culture as a whole. So I just want to salute everybody out there right now that's observing Dr. Martin Luther King Day, as we call it. And let's just realize and understand what he meant and what he did for our society and culture as a whole. Right now it's really, really cold down here in Atlanta and across the country. So I pray that everybody is also snuggled up and warm and keeping safe. And what I want to do this week is, talk about something that's really been on my heart lately. And I'm constantly always seeing on social media or in conversations with people that I know still in my hometown of Flint, Michigan, or just in general. Everybody always talking about securing the bag. And, that makes sense. I have no problem with that. But in the process of you securing the bag, don't secure a bunk with it also. I mean, you just got to be smarter about how we going about making money. If you in your late 30s and early 40s and beyond, there's no way in the world that you should be trying to figure out some kind of illegal scheme uh, to do to make some money. Because in the process of that, you securing a bunk. What do I mean by that? What is a bunk? A bunk is a bed that we call in prison. I mean, why would you align yourself up with that kind of lifestyle, especially if you've already been once? Like, it's crazy. Come on now. We got to think better. We got to be smarter. We got to do things now that is not only going to align or fulfill our own satisfaction. Let me give you some numbers real quick, okay? And this dealing with people that's been to prison, who've been convicted of felons. And within the first 3 years of a prisoner's release, 67.8% go back. Within the first 5 years of release, 76.6% get rearrested. And by the end of the first year of a prisoner being released from prison, 56.7% are rearrested. What kind of sense does that make? So this like a 5 year period that shows if you're going to continue to sustain your freedom or not. After 5 years, if you happen to make it past that threshold, then you are considered to be a reformed individual, so to speak. And it's crazy that so many people go back to prison. So many people go back to prison when they knew the lifestyle that pertains to it or that reality. I mean, who wants to continue to wake up every day with somebody telling you what to do, how you can do it, when to eat, when to sleep, when to get on the phone, when you can have a visit, when you can shower, when you can use the bathroom, especially after you've been through it once before. I mean, this is kind of like insanity. You got to be kind of mentally disturbed if you're willing to allow yourself to continue to go through this lifestyle of being incarcerated. For myself, nah, it's not even an option. I wouldn't care if I had to work at McDonald's. That's how I'm gonna secure the bag. I don't care what kind of work I gotta do. If it's gonna keep me free and sustain my freedom, then I'm willing to do it. Because in prison, they're gonna make you work. They're gonna make you work some kind of shitty job that you're gonna complain about, that you're not gonna like doing, but you're gonna do it. You don't have a choice. And if you don't do it, then they get something which is called top lock and LOP, which to where you have to be in your cell for a certain amount of hours before you can come out. You know? So we have to think smarter and wiser. In the process of securing the bag, do not secure a bunk because it can't happen. You can't be a drug dealer all your life. You can't be some illegal hustler all your life. It's gonna catch up to you, and you go run into the law. That's going to happen. So we got to start thinking smarter. We got to start thinking wiser about what we want to do and how we want to do it. Because at a certain age, it's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to become a man or a woman and stop doing the same shit that you once was doing when you were a teenager or even a young tween. A tween is a young 20-year-old teenager, so to speak. I learned that lingo reading books. But there come a point in time to where you have to mentally evolve and become better than the person that you was before. I mean, think about it. Like everybody wants a particular lifestyle to have ease in it. But the only way that you're going to have that ease in it is if you bring that ease to your life. You don't have to live a lifestyle to where you constantly looking over your shoulder, worried about the police, worried about somebody robbing you, worried about how you going to bounce back from after a loss. Nah, you don't have to live that kind of lifestyle. It's a choice. It's something that you can decide to do in the blink of an eye. Like I said, think about the numbers that I just gave you. This is to all my convicted felons. Within 3 years of release, 67% go back. Within 5 years, 76% of the offenders go back. And then in the first year, over half. And I've seen that. I've seen that happen. I did over 17 years, like I've said once before, on these platforms. I've seen people come back and forth. They get out and come right back for whatever, or on various reasons, whether it's a parole violation or parole violation, new charge. There's nothing that serious in this world that you have to continue to find yourself in and out of being locked up. This is why this is called corrected felon. I'm trying to correct the felons. You can always have that conviction, but you can correct it. So I just want to, hit you guys off with this, Martin Luther King's Day, because it's just something on my heart. It saddens me that this is the repetitive behavior in our society. And trust me, this society is not making it easy. I understand that. There's always traps and different obstacles that you have to go through in order to find yourself have a successful life after a felony conviction. I know it's a struggle. I live it every day. I'm not disputing that fact. However, you have to think wisely and learn how to maneuver around all these obstacles and learn how to uproot yourself out of the struggle that's laid before you. It's a lot of examples of successful people who've been to prison and now out here living a successful life. If you need to find a coach or mentor or somebody like that, then just search it. You can Google it. You can YouTube it. You can take these videos and also this podcast as an example. You can reach out to me personally through my email account by hitting the link in the bio on my YouTube channel, and we can have a conversation. I can help you get on the path that you need to be on. I mean, I'm living a wonderful life. I'm not where I want to be, but within the past 6 years of my release, I've been living a blessed life. There's been struggles there, but I've been able to find a way to get over those. And I just want to encourage y'all guys to do the same thing, because it's time that we, correct our behavior. It's time that we change it and not sit back and hope and pray that some politician or politicians, whether on a state, local, or federal level, is going to give us a break. Going to change the laws so that we can find some kind of peace and ease in this world. No, we need to create it for ourselves. We don't need to wait on nobody. We can do this thing for ourselves. Just like I'm recording podcasts and YouTube videos. You can do the same thing. You can start a blog. You can start all this on your own. You can write a book like I have. You can do a lot of these things on your own. You don't have to wait on nobody. So I just wanted to get that off my heart today. This what was on my mind. And what I would like to do, since we honoring Dr. Martin Luther King, I want to leave y'all with one of his quotes. And it's the one that I took in Washington, D.C. last year when I had the honor and the privilege of going to the Dr. Martin Luther King Memorial. And the quote is, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moment of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at a time of challenge and controversy." Let that sink in. Let that sink in your minds, your hearts, and allow yourself to internalize it. Once again, it is an honor and privilege to be before you guys and giving you this content, whether it's on YouTube or in the podcast form on Instagram. And also follow me on Instagram at Inspires to Block, Twitter at Expires to Block. And also you can please like, subscribe, and comment to the YouTube channel. And until next time, you guys continue to have a blessed day on purpose, and let's rise up. Salute.